Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. And as you can see, I've got the incredible Laura Roland with me. If you don't know Laura, you're about to, because she's one of my favorite humans on the planet. You know that.
Oh,
Because I tell you all the time.
You do. And you're one of mine.
It's a little annoying.
Do they know what we're going to do? This is just what we're going to do.
This
for
is
like
it.
The next,
we're
this
just
is
going to
it.
tell each other. Now I like female friendships because this is what you taught me to do, which we just braid each other's hair and we say, I love you and we love Jesus. No.
Yeah, that's pretty much
kind
what
of
we
the
do.
gist of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But so for real, friend.
Yeah.
Before I get into who you are and what you do, I think it makes way more sense to talk about you just moved.
We did just move.
You did. You
did.
lived in the DC area forever in a really cool apartment situation.
Yeah.
Like it was cool. Like
It was cool.
It was really cool.
It was cool.
And then you moved during the pandemic once. And then you thought that was so fun. I want to do that again. And this time I want to move out of state.
Exactly.
So you went to Raleigh.
We did.
What do you think? How are you liking it?
So Raleigh is a fantastic city. It is, it's been on our bucket list of places to go and visit and to, hang out and do all those things. My husband and I are empty nesters. So we have 3 adult children and we have 2 in-law kiddos. And
that's right.
First grandbaby is due in a couple weeks. I can't wait.
Do we know what the baby is?
We do, but we're not saying.
Oh, it's a secret. Okay, got it.
Secret. Yeah.
Fine.
But anyway, so a couple weeks. Anyway, so when our youngest went off to college, we moved from the suburbs of Maryland to downtown DC. And, we wanted to just sort of live the city life for a little while. We had a fantastic time.
Yeah, you did.
We did. We really did. And then, once COVID hit, sorry, can I? Yeah, once COVID hit. Yeah, once COVID hit, we decided that, we could work from anywhere. And so we wanted to move a little out of the city and go and be near my mom. So my mom is like the best person on the planet. She's the best.
And right there.
And so right there. She was literally right there. And so we moved to an apartment in, the suburbs of Maryland for a year. And then things shifted again and we picked up and moved. So when you downsize and you get rid of the stuff, you can move on a dime.
And you can do that.
That's basically what we did.
So you're just living your best life.
We are living a pretty blessed life right now. And, God's been so good. I mean, at every turn, he's just really provided for us in what we needed to have. And so we're just having a fun time.
It's fun watching. And it's been really cool because
it's like, where's Laura now? Right?
It is a little bit. It's a tiny bit like that. But you and I met in women's ministry.
We did.
We now each have our own women's ministry. You've had yours a lot longer. You know,
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we might be kind of the same. Yeah, we kind of might be the same. But we kind of feel the same way about women's ministry and women.
Yes.
We've been pretty open about it. Like, I mean, not just in the Catholic sense or whatever, but we've struggled with it, which is why we went into, I'm going to make my own. Like, I'm going to write my own stuff, my own women's ministry. Watching you develop as a Catholic speaker, and you are a Catholic, like, female ministry guru, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
you've written, like, you have Tuesday's Journal, you go live, you write retreats and conferences, and you're speaking. You've been to Australia. I mean,
wow. I forgot I did all that.
You do all of that. You know, you have Encounter Grace, right?
We do.
Yeah. I
Oh,
am Seed for you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We had a little fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Go ahead.
We had
a lot of fun at that because the Nationals and the Astros were in the series at that point.
Right.
And so your whole monologue for my conference in front of all these Nationals fans was all about the Astros. It was very well received.
I wanted no one to like me.
No, they loved you.
I mean, it was fun.
They loved you. We had a good time at that.
No, we did. Yeah. And I want to ask you, like, so what made you get into women's ministry? Like, what made you wake up and say, I'm done going to this stuff? Not that you don't, you still attend.
I do.
And you're a great cheerleader for it as well. But you're like, I got some things to say.
It's a great question. And, I'm a Catholic educator by trade. So that's what I did, and was working as an assistant superintendent for, a Catholic school's office. And it was my dream job, Liv. Like, it really was. Like, I felt like I was making a difference. I felt like I was working with principals and teachers to help their schools become even better in their charism and their, mission. And the Lord made it really clear. He said, let it go. That's an homage to my friend Taylor. Anyway.
Taylor, who sings all the time.
He does sing all the time.
All the time.
That's my shout out to Taylor. anyway, so the Lord made it really clear. And he's like, I have something better for you. Just don't tell me no. And so I said, Lord, what is it? And he said, just don't tell me no. And so I felt this calling to bring women together. And really women that are more like my age and stage and season of life. So like 40 to 65 ish. And to really have them come together and just talk about the faith and their life in the faith. I talk a lot about the power of ordinary, and you talk a lot about extraordinariness in that, right?
Yeah.
So one
Yeah.
feeds into the other,
It's
and
true.
the other leads back to the other, which is just a beautiful.
Mhm.
I think that's just like
That's kind of
so
us.
Like
I know,
it's so
that's
us.
funny.
It
I was
really
like, that's
is.
so us.
And I love that.
Yeah.
But the idea is that, you know, there's a couple of reasons. Number one is that a lot of times women feel that they don't know where they fit in the church anymore because, like I said, my age and stage, because the programs, and I think rightly so, are geared now towards let's bring the youth in, let's keep the youth
Well,
connected.
we're losing so many young adults.
We are.
Yeah, we really are.
And so shout
I
out to the
think-
youth ministers of the world. Y'all are like on it.
Yeah, I think that's why they're like kind of like, oh, let's make up 1,000 things for young adult
Absolutely.
ministry. But then you're over here going,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like I'm in
my-
my 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s, and we're just tossed aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So my generation is, we work full time, we have kids, we did all the things. And so, we can't go to a daytime thing that maybe the ladies auxiliary for Knights of Columbus or the ladies sodality. And they've been doing ministry for so long and they do it so well. They're so faithful. But we can't attend those things. And so I just felt like there was a gap. I was craving some female friendship, some female, just sisterhood to really journey with that. I have no sisters biologically.
See?
So I get what
You
you're
get what I'm
about the
saying.
guys, so
Yeah.
female friendship was hard for me for
So
a really long time.
That might
Yeah.
be why you're such a good mentor for me and female friendships, because it was something that you yourself, it wasn't the easiest.
It was
thing
not the
for
easiest
you.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm an introvert, which
Yeah.
people are like, wait, what? No, I'm
But
an
you're an
introvert. I'm
outgoing
like,
introvert.
I am.
You are.
But after
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
I'm going to need to
You need about 7 days.
I do. Yeah. Just don't talk to me.
And after today, I'll be jumping off of cliffs. Like this
You'll be
gives
like, I
me
need
energy.
more.
I
I need
know.
more.
I'm going to go walk in a Walgreens and find people. It's so sad.
my work is done here, y'all.
I know.
Like we're done.
I-
No. So back to the,
Yeah.
to the ministry, it was this idea of bringing women together and saying, we need to share our life in the faith. We have to learn from and with one another. So I have a dear friend, Penny Bailey. Remember
Yeah, Penny's awesome.
And, she sort of had it on her heart as well. And so we said, let's get together. Let's see what God has put on both of our hearts. And so we started Encounter Grace, and it's a Catholic Christian women's group. We do online and in-person events. But we wanted this to be about a faith journey, right? Like it's not a one and done, kind of get together. Like we want to accompany one another. So it's based on the visitation.
Right.
So it's
I love that.
intergenerationality. It is sitting at the feet of the other. It's about serving the other where they are in that season or stage of their life. And it's about those really beautiful conversations that happen. Like when I think of the visitation, right? Like I want to picture Mary and Elizabeth sitting and having their version of coffee and talking about all the things. Yes, there's good and holy things that they shared, but there's also just the things that women can talk about, like
Like how dusty it is.
like how dusty it is, right?
in
Or
Nazareth.
like, right. Or like,
or like how awful the manger's going to be. Like, Mary's gonna be like, listen, I know this is coming. I don't know if she did, but I just feel like she
Yeah,
would. I
right.
just feel like Mary would know. Like
Right,
she's
but-
gonna be
but
like,
the
listen, it's gonna be
questions-
smelly.
I know,
And
but
Elizabeth would be like, I'm there for you. This is not true. This is not theological at all.
it really isn't. But I get tickled. Like I get a kick out of thinking about what is that conversation? What was that?
What do they really talk
Because
about?
the heart of a woman, right, needs another woman's heart to sort of make that heart connection.
Mm.
We need men in our life, and that's, absolutely. But there's something really beautiful about when two women are able to come together and just share their hearts.
I love it.
And the envy's put aside. There's no jealousy. It really is about wanting the best for the other. Right?
Connection and not competition.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, that's what
Right?
you're all about. So,
Yeah.
so what did you do to give yourself permission to listen to God? Because listen, he tells us a lot of things.
He tells us a lot of
And I
things.
think that's the extraordinary is God.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the
Right.
big, there we go. There's the big secret. Just, so how do you give yourself permission to listen to him?
So it was
extraordinary.
a lot of discernment, and it's a lot of combating the lies that, that Satan tells us all the time.
We talk about those lies a lot.
a lot.
Laura constantly is calling me and being like, hey, I know that you're thinking or listening to these lies. And I'm like, how do you know that? She's like a wizard.
I don't know. God just puts it on my heart and says, call
Yeah,
Liv because
very good
she
at
needs
that.
you. Yeah.
But
It's being open to Holy Spirit for sure.
you have a hard time listening about the lies of
I
yourself.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going to drink my coffee now.
Exactly. So, okay. So it's when you can quiet those down.
Yeah, when you can quiet those down.
That's when
and
you
that
can
is
listen.
that's a learned practice. It
Okay.
is, you have to practice that. You have to be really mindful of it and really being surrounded by good and holy people in my life who just pour into me over and over and over. I had somebody recently who was helping me do some social media stuff. And she says to me, she goes, I believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
That's probably true.
And it just about stopped me in my tracks. And so when people can speak truth and love into you about what they see in you, right? Where they feel you are doing what the Lord has called you to do, like you've stepped into your giftedness, right? That makes all the difference. It makes all the difference in the world. So listening to that, my husband is a saint here on earth, and he's gonna, he's just has been so supportive. And he's like, Laura, you got to do what God's called you to do. He said, because if you try to fight it, you cannot outrun.
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, you cannot outrun God.
No,
I don't care who you are, what you're. Yeah, he's.
So
how
has improving your female relationships improved your marriage? Improved your vocation?
Wow, that's a great question.
Thank you. That's why
Can
I
I
do
get
what I
back to you on
do.
that? No, I'm just kidding. So I think I have the with these friendships, and I really do call it sisterhood. I think that I have the opportunity with these women to really share my heart, to share the feminine heart, right? The feminine genius of my heart. And so my well gets filled to overflowing, from women pouring into me. And then I have so much more to give from the overflow. So my needs are getting met, like that feminine genius part of my heart is getting met, like that ache that I have maybe. I think you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean.
And then, so then I can be more intentional with my husband, and there's a different need that I need from him. Right.
Yeah, of course.
And then he needs me in a different way as well. So the friendships
all works
have just
together.
been, it's such a beautiful,
And it does
it's like
improve
somebody
it.
planned it. It's like there's a big plan around this. I wonder, right?
What is it?
What is that? What could that be?
So I have to ask, do you wish you had a sister? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You are?
I really am.
I don't know. I still think every day, I'm like, oh, my mom, like, I mean, they're in their 70s now, but you never,
that would be a miracle.
It could be, it could be fantastic.
Yeah. I don't live in,
You're okay.
Like, I live so in the moment that for me to like look back and go, I wish.
No, I mean, from this point on.
No.
I just want to learn how to French braid.
Right. Well, that's why I have you. And that's why we have Kana, right? We have Kana. We're going to bring her in.
I can't do any of those things. Listen, you are just so lovely. I would like to play a game with you when we get back. What do you think about that? I want everybody to kind of see the fun, like Laura that I get. I want a silly Laura. I want the margarita Laura, but wait, listen, it's in the middle of the day, so I can't do that. Okay. I think there's a law. I gave you coffee.
Yeah, I'll do the coffee.
But will you play something with me? It's going to be so silly. And here's where it's going to be a shout out to, Laura.
Okay.
There's some bad ministry out there. Have you been to some bad ministry? We're not going to name call. We're not going to do anything. This is a positive show. There's also some other bad things on the planet. Not bad like naughty. Bad like, ooh, that was not, who said that should happen? That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay. I'm good with that.
But we're going to be positive about it.
We're going to be positive.
You're going to smile. Toxic positivity. That always works.
I don't ever want to question someone's motives
about
what they're doing.
No, this is going to be fun.
But I also am not an actress, so I can totally understand where it might be coming from.
You're going to have a good time. Okay. You guys, you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison.